Hey cats, wanted to come on and try to give something good today. Um, I've made other videos that aren't going to make it uh, just for various reasons, whatever. Um, so this is a practice or something cool. First, I want to talk about something that I wish was like more available in the world and how you can be that for yourself or try make um, small efforts to try. And this is just from me, but you might have like a different opinion. That's totally fine. um, Something I was thinking about yesterday, coming home, was how I had said in another video that I didn't post that this is feeling a little bit like a video diary, and that's not necessarily what I want, but for now, I just want to keep pushing content out and keep producing, um, because this is always what it feels like, and I keep getting told that from other places, so it's just like getting reaffirmed that this is what it feels like when you're starting something new. Like you don't really have a plan, you're not entirely sure how it's going to work, what's going to come of this. Maybe nothing will come of it, and it'll just be like a really cool thing that you did for a little while that you're happy about. Might be get done with it and be glad you're done with it. Those are totally possible things too. I've heard that writers who make books and then go on their book tour are so over their book by the time they're on tour. Because it's like the process was what it was, and then when it comes time to go out and like deliver what you've got, like it can be, so that can be a thing too. I might be done with this and be like, I'm so glad that that's over with. Or this might grow into something else. There's all kinds of things can come, but when you're starting something, just keep going. Just keep going and things will come to you and you'll become more clear. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought. So go tap into and go play with a bunch of things in your life. I really want to bring playfulness back into the world, and talking to yourself and figuring out what you like, because I really am seeing around me a lot that people are not tapped into what lights them up anymore. They're not having any fun. It's a little bit like all work and no play, a lot for a lot of people, and they're suffering. People are suffering, and I don't think that it's just like a few people that I've spoken to. People are really struggling with feeling like they're just constantly on duty, and sometimes there's like seasons in our life that call for that, where you're just on the grind, and you're just doing that, and there's not a lot of time for play. The only play or relaxation is like the few minutes that you carve out for yourself to like rest, or like do like 5 minutes of writing or meditation or whatever it is. But also seems really cool that I don't think that I didn't do this intentionally, but springtime is also like a time where stuff just kind of begins to grow. Like we're just planting seeds. I'm just planting seeds. And I have a written piece about that. I might record it and maybe I'll like just perform it or something like that on this channel. But I have a written piece about like springtime being like, or just planting seeds, especially after long winters, etc. But one thing that I kind of wish into the world is that we were more in tune with like natural cycles and natural rhythms. So when you're tired, like you get to rest. And when you're burnt out, that you feel a bit like you're also in an environment that is just being like a controlled burn, like you're just letting it be what it is. There is such a great analogy of a caterpillar to a butterfly. Martha Beck speaks about it in a really funny way too. A caterpillar like doesn't know to wrap itself in its own spit and dissolve into chaos. It's just like its intuitive pulse, it's just this rhythm, it's just this pulse to do that. And it can't control like what it's just intelligent design and following natural impulse. And so now that I see in the world, because I was and am a lot in the tech world, we all operate in this tech world. And there's a lot of funding and a lot of big push and initiative around technology and funding, like artificial intelligence. There's great arguments, awesome arguments either way with that. I think different jobs will be created. A lot of them will be eliminated. Like we're up for a big like economic change and a big change in how work is done. But one thing that really gets me riled up is when we're funding like billions of dollars into artificial intelligence, but we haven't really tapped into the intelligence that's already here, which is within yourself. I also have like a big problem with our prison system. It's just something that bothers me. A couple of things. I think that a lot of our intelligence, natural intelligence that's already existing on this earth, is either in extreme poverty, starving, in prison, in institutions. A lot of people with beautiful minds were tapped as mentally ill, and they have been medicated and or institutionalized. And so we're funding money into creating artificial intelligence, but we have locked up a lot of the natural intelligence that we already have. Also reminds me, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, was 420. I did live in Colorado for a long time where marijuana is legal. And I do have a call to action for people that want to participate or sign up for a registry. I think it's fantastic. I think even if you don't use marijuana, that you should sign up to be a card-carrying person, because I think it's sending a message that people want this. I know the challenges that you cannot knock out an entire pillar of our economic and political system, which is pharmaceuticals and manufacturing and all of that. By, it's a money thing. But my call to action here is people who are participating 420 or daily. A lot of people use marijuana daily. I really think that it's quite unfair for people to be exercising that right when a huge majority, I'm not sure of the statistics, I'm not going to Google it right now, but a incredible part of our population here in the United States is in jail or prison for that very act. And quite frankly, it makes me laugh, but isn't it the truth? A lot of them were just, entrepreneurs and just, making money. Maybe it was selling, maybe it was using it. But a lot of people are really enjoying the freedom of being able to go climb on a mountaintop and smoke a joint or use, chocolate, infused with marijuana. And there are plenty of our men and women and children, our kids, our teenagers, that are institutionalized or locked up or whatever for that very reason. And I don't really see like a lot of action there. So I participate in wanting to reform that part of it. So if you participate, you got to look at the shadow side of that stuff too, And I only tell people stuff that I'm doing. I'm just like not on a soapbox about stuff that I don't get involved in with myself. Okay, so little rant done. That's about intelligence, and so that was kind of stemmed off of natural intelligence and rhythms and stuff like that. So I started this in spring, right? So I've really I had to pull back a little bit. One, I needed to rest a little bit more because I want to hear from myself, and I don't want to get too wrapped up in like, what is this? What am I building? What's the point? What are you trying to get at? I'm just going to let it just kind of unfold. That I really want to do that. But a cool practice I had thought about when it comes to trying to tap into that, like what is your natural rhythm? And if you feel like you're really far away from being able to feel that or listen to yourself or cut yourself a break, this is like a cool, I guess probably a meditation tool, but a lot of times people think meditation is like just trying to still your mind or be quiet. You can work with like your nervous system calming your nervous system, and also like some other playful ways of working with meditation. So a cool one that I like to do, which is like helping, we've talked about before, like getting unsuction cupping life from your face, is sometimes if you can feel like your stomach just feels like kind of twisted in knots, or there's just something that feels like unsettled in you, not calm, like not good. Or if you just want to see things another way, or there's all kinds of ways that this like can be helpful and useful. This is a fun one, and it doesn't have anything to do with like just sitting and stilling your mind on a pond somewhere. It's more playful, and you can do it anywhere. You can do this on a bus. You can do it while you're walking. It's fun to do while you're walking too. But imagine like you have a body, so you are your body, and then imagine like the world, and that the things that are around you are a layer outside of you, and then after that is like a sea of calm, a sea of peace. It might even look to you like a forest. It could look to you like the stars. It could look to you like still water. It could look to you like the ocean. It could be a lot of images. Whatever pops up, believe that. Whatever pops up, like trust that. It's the feeling of like calm and, you know, total possibility. I had heard the other day, or I think I read it or saw it flash somewhere, was when everything is uncertain, everything is possible. And that either totally freaks people out or lights people up. It lights me up. When things are a little bit uncertain, I like that, because it means that like I still, you know, I've got a hand in how well things can go. And so to me out there, after you get past the layer of like the world that is around you, there is a sea of like uncertainty and complete possibility. And it can feel like a lot of things: excitement, joy, happiness, peace. Peace is like a good one. Calm. I use this a lot for like calmness, because I want to like calm my mind so things can like pop up for me. So imagine that you get to take like a wooden spoon or use your hands. You can do this physically too if you're at home. But you're just like swirling the layer of the world or layer of your life around you, and swirling it, and things will pass you by, right? Words, your thoughts, people, situations, your job, your dog, what you're having for dinner, all that stuff is just like swirling. It kind of stops your mind from like attaching to the one thing and then like going deep into like the story that's about that thing. So all the things, you just have like an image, and then knowing that like outside, right outside of the swirling things, the things that are going around you, you're just like moving the energy around, moving the chi, I guess. I don't know. Like moving that around and swirling it. Right outside of that is like calm and peace and other possibility. And then that's a great place just to start, right? It puts things in perspective sometimes of like there might be something on the other side of what you're seeing. Also, there you can, when something goes by, let's say it's like your dog and your dog is sick, then you can like grab with your hand like healing or calmness or peace or whatever it is, and like bring it and like put it on your dog. It's just playing with life a little bit. Also, it came to me from that idea of like, if you don't like what you're seeing, change the channel of your life. Like change the channel, change your perspective. If you can do something about it, do it. If you can't, change your mind, or start to see it in a different light. We've all got our own filters. That's a really important thing to remember if you kind of suffer a little bit from what other people think, is that we've all got our own filters. We've all got our own filters on life. People are going to have their stories about you, and it usually is whatever benefits them, like how they want to experience you. So we've all got our own filters. And so work with your own filter, and how you really want to see things. A lot of times, a couple of things that's come to me from that is things get smaller. Like they don't seem like so in my face and suction cupped. I don't go deep into like the story about that thing. I become like a little bit more detached from it, and then I can play with like how I want to interact with it. The other thing that can come from that is so it gets a little bit smaller, it loses a little bit of its power. Also, it brings into the things when something does pass you by and it like lights you up, all of a sudden that just like that pings you, and it's a cool way to get in touch with, oh God, that brings me like a lot of joy, and I kind of forgot about that, to do more of that. So the place is like from in here, like from in your belly, and I think because that's like where the seat of our power is. It's like in our tummy. When you feel twisted and in knots, that's usually where it's at, right? So swirling that around, loosening things up a little bit. It just lets you play with your life a little bit. Spring is a time for planting. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that it's cool. You do you, boo. Have fun with your life. Have fun with your life. Okay, I love you guys.